Chris Landry on your radio. Segment 2, find him at LandryFootball.com and Landry Football on X. All right, Chris, let's jump to the NFL. Looking at some notes for the NFL, it's hard to believe because things kind of just happen, and then we look up and go, wow. But the Chiefs will be looking to become the first team this year in NFL history to win 3 straight Super Bowls after defeating the 49ers this past February. They've appeared in 4 of the last 5 championship games, winning 3 of them. So I've got several thoughts. What's your take on this? One, I was unaware. You look at it and think, man, that's never happened, and the Chiefs have an opportunity to do that in a league that is built for mediocrity. We know that based on the history of free agency and the way this league has manifested itself into where it is today. The Patriots defied that, and now the Chiefs are defying that. Your thoughts on where this club is as far as, I don't want to say history of the NFL, but we're starting to get into that space. And then, 2, why in a league that is built for mediocrity have the Chiefs and formerly the Patriots been able to defy what the league actually wants?
Well, the reason is Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. Let's start there. That gives them a huge advantage in both places, that they were in the mix every year. And then I would throw in Bill Belichick and Andy Reid. Their ability to build teams and coach teams, in the case of Bill Belichick, defenses are always good. In the case of Andy Reid, the offenses are always good, and Andy has done a really good job of adapting to whatever it's going to take to get them over the top. Great quarterback, but let's take last year, having a problem, figure it out after the loss to the Raiders on Christmas Day. We need to run the football more and play to the strength of our team, which is the defense, which is against what Andy normally believes as a play caller, as an offensive guy. But as a head coach, he said, this is what we need to do. Okay, they don't win a Super Bowl if they don't make that adjustment. So it's a combination, the reason why they've been able to do it. I think what the Patriots did and what the Chiefs have done is even more impressive than, say, because for people who are maybe remembering but maybe misremembering, you're right. The Steelers won 2 and then won 2 in a row. They won 4. That was a great team that stuck together, but they didn't win 3 in a row. They won 2, and then there was a break in between. I don't know. History says, you just said it, history says the Chiefs won't do it because of that reason, but they're certainly going to be in the mix. We take some luck. I think in the modern era of free agency, where it's tougher to keep a team together than you saw in the 70s, early 80s, it's a problem. I think the Jimmy Johnson Cowboy teams could have done it if it wasn't for Jimmy and Jerry's, divorce. I think there are a number of reasons. I think the other why it doesn't happen, and the other thing I think that's difficult, you keep in mind, let this sink in. Yeah, I know the teams that are good consistently always have a chance. But look at when the regular season is over and how much more football a team that goes to the Super Bowl has to play. If you do that for like a 4-year stretch, you've played like an extra season of football. Now, I realize some of the players come and go, and some of them that were on the Super Bowl team for a 1 or 2 year period may be different than the ones in the latter 2. But the reason why it's so difficult is obviously people get better and you lose players, but look at how shorter your off season is. So if you're the teams that are successful, it's tougher and tougher to, get back in the flow. And then there's just something to the competitive edge. It's tough to get guys to be as motivated to win it again as opposed to winning it for the first time, which is why I think your roster management and having the influx of guys that maybe have not done it, adding them to the mix where they've got maybe a motivational factor. I know everybody wants to win, but it's one thing to say it. It's another thing to have to do it over and over again. I think everyone can relate to that when motivation is there, when you have a carrot in front of you versus when you've had some success, you tend to kind of coast a little bit. Normally, it's human nature.